Canada is now years into the war effort. Islanders are still doing their part in signing up. I'm fortunate to be recruiting out of the Summerside Armoury because this is a part of the country where people really want to join in the war effort. I'm proud of that, and also of the fact that the Islanders recruited have the highest standing in the nation in terms of physical fitness. Since 1941, we've been recruiting for the Air Force as well as the Army in this building. The Air Force is drawing a lot of attention. The young men see it as the most romantic and adventurous arm of the military. Of course, having the RCAF station just outside of town is an inducement. Those who wish to join the Navy need to go to the recruitment office in Charlottetown, and if my sources are correct, few men in this area are doing so. After the initial surge of enlistment, men started to hold back, and a nationwide recruiting campaign was begun in May 1941. Perhaps it was because the recruiting ads at first politely requested that men come forward to get into step with the boys overseas. In later ads, the shaming words from the last war have been brought into play. A lot of slacking and skulking on the sidelines. We are now actively recruiting women for all three branches of the military. This makes a great change from the last war. The idea being that women could fulfill the jobs now being held by the young men, and the servicemen can go to duty in the front lines. Every time I recruit a young woman, I often think what her experience will be like. I'm proud of our recruitment numbers here in Summerside. Islanders serving in the military are bringing good money into the province. Some $6 million was brought in 1941. But when I have a young man or a woman standing in front of me giving their particulars, I don't see them as revenue generators or even as soldiers. I see them as someone's child. Their average age is about 20. And I feel sorry for the families whose youngsters will not be coming back. And even those who do will be changed forever. There is talk of conscription by the Dominion government, but I don't think Islanders will ever have to be bribed or begged to do their duty. In fact, the national numbers for March 1944 show that Prince Edward Islanders lead all the other provinces in the rate of enlistment. Why, some families in the area have given more than one recruit to the cause. Families with surnames such as Gallant, McNeil, Inman, Durant, McGinnis, and the list goes on. Yes, Islanders are doing their part, not only in enlistments, but in the home front appeals for rationing and salvage, as well as raising money in the Victory Loan campaigns. Although I'm a military man, I can't wait for the day that I walk out of the Summerside Armoury into the beautiful island air and know that I will never again come in here as a recruitment officer. That day cannot come soon enough for me.